everybody's already trying to undermine LeBron's success. They already said, oh, LeBron went to the East, so we don't care about him going to 8 straight NBA finals. You got guys like Scottie Pippen coming out and saying this isn't the NBA, this is more like pickup basketball. You have respected NBA analysts at other networks saying, I wish the NBA would have reseeded the playoffs 1-16 instead of going East to West. If LeBron makes it look too easy, I fervently believe that people are going to try to come out and say, man, this shouldn't even have counted. Like, if LeBron makes it look too easy, as dumb as that sounds, that's the world in which we live, where if LeBron makes it look too easy, everybody will now start to say, this chip don't mean nothing anyway, at least in the interim, at least in the short term. Remember what happened when the Lakers went up against the Nuggets? Man, this don't mean nothing. He dodged the Clippers. He dodged the best team in the West. Remember what happened when Giannis got knocked out? Man, now we're not going to see Giannis face LeBron. Now LeBron's going to dodge the Defensive Player of the Year, the NBA MVP. I believe that if LeBron makes it look too easy, you're going to start to hear the ludicrous statements of maybe it was actually bad for LeBron's legacy.
I thought the same thing when I first considered this topic, Acho. I was right there with you that sweeping would only further discount what LeBron has accomplished. I'm not going to go with Scottie Pippen, though, and say that it's because of the bubble. And I'm not going to say that a sweep would discount him or the accomplishment, because the fact of the matter is the Nuggets winning a game or two, the Heat winning a game or two is not going to change how we view the Miami Heat, particularly if Goran Dragic and Bam Adebayo are not playing. We're going to look at them as a wounded animal. And so ultimately, the one thing that LeBron is battling is not the Miami Heat. It's not the Clippers. It's not any of the opponents. He's battling Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. And what is the one criticism about LeBron that we've heard most frequently is that he does not have their killer instinct, that he doesn't always go for blood, that sometimes he makes a business decision, or sometimes, for whatever reason, he decides to let his foot off the gas. That's why I believe not just beating the Miami Heat, but sweeping them and destroying them will ultimately be a plus for LeBron in this instance, as opposed to giving away a game or two, because that's not going to change the narrative for all the reasons that you stated, Acho.
Tristan, what you got?
Yeah. No, what I don't understand is that, listen, we wanted LeBron to be in the finals. It's not our fault Giannis didn't get there. It's not our fault Kawhi and the Clippers want to shoot the ball off the side of the backboard. It's not our fault. LeBron did his job, got to the finals. Let me put it like this. When the Lakers beat Orlando, the finals were supposed to be Lakers versus Cleveland, but then Cleveland lost to Orlando. We don't say that title don't count for the Lakers. We say, yeah, that's Kobe's fourth championship. We give it to him. So with LeBron, he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do: get to the finals and win. So for all the people who are saying, it's the bubble, like, first of all, the bubble, in terms of all that, it's like, yeah, the Lakers, you're going to run into the Heat in the food room, in the hotel. Like, listen, when you get beat by 30 and you got to see the guy that just beat you by 30, you're like, man, we got to play these guys again? Like, LeBron has done his job. This is not going to hurt his legacy at all. This is just going to be more icing on the cake. That's why I say he's the greatest of all time. You want to talk about Greek Freak? You want to talk about the Clippers? You want to talk about James Harden and the Rockets? Everyone, we always mention the matchup where take LeBron down. He's saw blood, cut their necks off, and keep it moving, man. This is more icing on the cake.
Slick, question for you. You went to an Ivy League school, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So Slick went to an
I went to the University of Texas of the Northeast.
So Slick, Tristan and I, we didn't go to Ivy, so maybe y'all didn't get down like this, but rock with me for a second. At a place maybe like the University of Texas, if you cheating on a test, Slick, and the teacher leaves the room, you got to make sure not to get all your answers right. Because if you get all your answers right and you make it look too easy and you ace the test too much, people are going to start to raise their eyebrows like, maybe we should retest. Maybe that test didn't count. Maybe there was some funny business. If LeBron sweeps the Heat and he gets all the answers right, I do think that some people are going to start to raise their eyebrows and be like, wait a second, LeBron beat a 5 seed, the Heat? The Heat had the 10th best record overall in the NBA. The last time we saw a lower seed than a 5 seed in the finals was over 2 decades ago in 1999 when the Knicks lost to the Spurs. I'm telling you, Slick, eyebrows are going to start to raise by people like you in the media, by people like myself, although I'd like to think of myself as better than that. But people are going to start to poke holes in the narrative of LeBron's greatness.
Well, you killed that in the A block in terms of thinking better of yourself. So it's too bad. But I'm curious about your analogy. Are you suggesting that LeBron is cheating somehow? That he's getting over by the circumstance?
Yes, because I'm not suggesting it. NBA greats are suggesting it. Scottie Pippen literally said, and we'll get to this at the top of the next hour, but he literally said, this is not the NBA. This is a pickup basketball, I believe was the quote. He said Rajon Rondo is a career 20, 30% three-point shooter, and now he's shooting 50%. Statistically, Scottie Pippen was not very inaccurate. So it's not me that's questioning it, Slick. My fear is you're going to have greats, hoopers like Tristan, hoopers that are actually in the game looking around saying, you know what? Wait a second. The Lakers had a 3-month layoff. The Lakers, Slick, are the second oldest team in the NBA. You think that 3-month layoff didn't matter? People are going to start to question it. Scottie Pippen already has.
Yeah. Shout out, by the way, to the Lakers medical staff. They have the oldest team among the last 4, and they've suffered the fewest injuries that have been critical in any of these circumstances. All that said, again, the reason that I see it different is because LeBron isn't playing to ace the exam, whether it's at UT or at Dartmouth. He's trying to demonstrate that he's a Rhodes Scholar. Not just a Rhodes Scholar, that he is the all-time great scholar. So anytime that you miss an answer, anytime you get an answer wrong, that's going to be discounted on the big report card in the sky. And that's why, in this instance, LeBron does himself no favors by dropping a game to the Miami Heat, knocking them out in 4 or beating them so badly in the first 3 games that they just take a pass on the 4th one. Now, that would add something to his legacy.
Yeah, and I think Scottie Pippen, I don't know what he's talking about. Listen, it's basketball. I mean, it's not pickup. We're not UCLA. It's still NBA players going at each other. It's not pickup. Like, why can't – so if we saying it's pickup and Rondo's not a good shooter and in the bubble he's making shots, we can say that about a lot of guys. But I saw guys that were shooters that weren't making shots in the bubble. So we're going to say about them now. What are we going to say about that? So I don't agree with Scottie Pippen. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know if the braids are too tight or whatnot, but he's definitely tripping with that. But no, this is just shows that it's icing on the cake, man. This is the greatest of all time. I'm enjoying it.